Welcome back to RotoCityTech. Today we're out here because it is getting cold and we are having to winterize the Grey Wolf. So we're probably not doing any more camping this season, and I just wanted to show y'all my process on how I winterize the camper. This isn't necessarily a how-to video, but just what I do. People are going to do it different, and I may even forget something, and in that case it may be like a repeat of the wolf pup and we have a toilet valve broken or something when springtime comes. But anyways, I'm feeling a little under the weather. If my voice sounds a little funny, I apologize, but we need to get this done, so I'm out here. Let's go. So the first step that I want to do is just locate everything that I'm going to need. So in my camper, we're here at the front storage compartment. Way back there is that panel. That needs to come off, and back behind there is my water heater. I want to just locate that, get that panel undone so that I can bypass the water heater when we put the antifreeze in. Well, I guess I thought of another con for this camper. I wish you could access it through the top, but you really can't. Good thing it's just one screw. And you'll notice on this one, it confused me a little bit. A lot of times you'll have valves here and here, and then a line going this way. So then you would shut the valves off and the water would just go through. But this has a system already installed here by Utopia. Heater, let's see, water heater, bypass valve assembly. And it's got the instructions right here. So now all we have to do is turn each of these valves in line with the hose, and now the water is simply going to go around and back down. No longer are we supplying water to the water heater, because you don't want any antifreeze in your water heater. Definitely a con having to unload this front compartment and get back here. I bet we could cut out an access panel either here or here by the master, and that'd be a heck of a lot simpler. The other main thing you want to locate is your water pump. Now mine is underneath this panel, underneath the bunk. I had one screw going in right here holding this panel. So let's lift that up, and there is our water pump. This is a new enough camper that it already is prepped for winterization. So I've got this siphon hose right here that I can put in my antifreeze, and then all I have to do, sorry I'm a little out of breath crawling out of that compartment and being congested, but all I have to do is turn this valve right here up, and then we will be sucking out of the pot or the bucket that my antifreeze is in, and no longer sucking out of the freshwater tank. A lot of times, if you look near the wheels, you will see your freshwater drain. Now it's sitting right there. Mine already has a T-handle, so when you get ready you can drain there. And then if you look underneath the belly, you should find your low point drains for your hot and cold. Mine is more towards the front, and then there they are. Hot and cold low point. So those are the other items that you need to locate and know where they are before you start this process. So before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and hook up my drain to my clean out drains in my backyard and flush the black tank and drain the gray tank. I just want to make sure those are nice and clean before I go any further. Next up, like I showed you earlier, you want to find your freshwater empty valve. So there's mine. Reach in there pull it, and this is just draining the fresh water out of your freshwater tank. Let that drain completely. Shouldn't be too much in mine. So after your freshwater tank has drained, I'm going to flip this back to where it was, pulling from the fresh tank. I'm going to put a bucket underneath the sink faucet here. And I'm going to turn on the water pump and open this up so that we can get all the water out of the line. You'll want to do this until it starts pump air or shoot air out of your faucet. That took some time, but as you can see, it's starting to spit. So you just want to make sure that all the water is out. So once it starts just spitting air, then we can shut the faucet and turn off the water pump. Alright, so now we are mostly just spitting air. So what we're going to do is just simply turn the water heater off, the water pump off. Now we're going to go out and open up our low point drains. So we find our low point drains right down here underneath the front of the camper. What you want to do is open both of them. And then we'll go open up multiple faucets so everything can drain. Next step, we're going to get to our hot water heater with our low point drains still open. Going to release the pressure relief valve here. That should drain all the water out of the water heater, or at least release the pressure. If any of the line, it could come out there if you have any in the lines. After this, we're going to take out our anode rod and drain fully and inspect the anode rod each season. I do not recommend using the tools I just used, but I could not find my socket that I should use. Make sure you have the right socket. So here's my anode rod. That's just one season. It's eating up pretty good. Might be worth it to go ahead and get a new one, but we'll see. So I should preface the fact that the reason when I pressed the pressure relief valve that it didn't drain out of the low point valve is because I had those valves bypassing the water heater. So you want to make sure you are not bypassed when you drain it, or else you'll get the water explosion like I just had. Since it is drained, this is when you would really want to inspect your anode rod. We're going to put this one back in for now. Now what we want to do is close the faucets. Close those. I bought this little blowout valve. This just screws into your city water connection and has a little valve where you can shut it. But we're going to hook up an air compressor and blow about 20 psi with everything shut but our low point valves still open so we can blow all the water out. We just blew the air out. My compressor's running, but you want to do the same thing to your black tank flush. There's just a short amount of line going from here to the black tank that you want to make sure you blow out in case there's any water so it won't freeze and break those lines. So we'll just use this same tool, plug it in and blow those out for a few seconds. This is a really handy tool, and if you check the description below, it will be linked, as we are an Amazon affiliate and qualified purchases do get us commissions, so please click on the link and get you one of these. It'll help you out. Now the fun part. Here's where we're going to use our siphon hose that's already on our camper. The kit is already installed. A lot of new campers already have this. If not, there's other ways, but I'm not going to cover those here. So we just need to take off this screw top and insert it into our antifreeze. You do want to make sure that you are bypassed from your water heater so that you're not going in there. And then you just want to make sure that we turn this valve again so that now we're sucking from the antifreeze and not from your empty water tank. What we're going to do real quickly is turn on the water pump now that we have that siphon hose in there, and then we're going to look and see if we have antifreeze coming out of your low point drain. There it is. Now what we need to do is shut both of those low point drains. Now with the water pump back on, here's where we get the antifreeze through all your sinks. We're going to turn it on. And as soon as we get pink coming through, there we go. Now we can go to the hot side. Went through 1 gallon fast. So here we go again. You want to make sure you leave a little bit of antifreeze there so it won't dry out that ring. There is one little thing that I forgot to point out that I've seen some people do. On your city water connection, if you remove this plug, you can push this little, that right there, and get some of that, make sure that antifreeze is coming out, and then that won't freeze and break either. Okay, I did all my faucets. You want to make sure you do all your outdoor showers. Last thing, with a little bit of antifreeze left, we're just going to pour some down the P-traps of all of your drains. Thanks for watching RotoCityTech. This is my process. I learned this process from watching many videos on YouTube, reading a lot about different ways to winterize. It's way easier when you have a camper that has the kit already on it. So don't take this as like perfection and you won't have any issues doing this. I'm hoping we won't have any issues. The last time we did. So anyways, continue to follow us on Instagram and on Facebook. And please like these videos. The channel's doing super great right now. Continue to comment on them and reach out to us. We are quick to respond and we're more than happy to help you out. I'm Hank. You've been watching RotoCityTech.